Hi, Erik, DmaxStore. Today, I need to change my AirDog filters. Apparently, you're supposed to change them like 10 or 15,000, 24,000 miles. I've been a little preoccupied. I guess when you're driving around having fun, just using it as a tow rig, it doesn't really tell you, hey, hello, I need to be changed. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna change some AirDog filters. First thing I like to do is I like to get these pinch off pliers out, find the tank side to the AirDog, and pinch it off. They have a tendency to create a vacuum at times, and you can start emptying your tank. So I pinch it off, get minimal fuel spillage. Some of you might be interested in this mount. This mount was custom made because I'm going to put an extended range tank in. So I mounted it on the outside. Yeah, so these have been on for a year. And well, let's see, I write on them. So 1/9/23. So, you know, we're about a year, no big deal. They're a little tight, so I use these pliers to loosen them up. And in fact, I'm not going to loosen the other one all the way. I'm curious to see if we have any water in my separator. So let's see what we got. Well, looks like just fuel. Yeah, it's just fuel. Perfect. That's all you want to see. Usually you can take a clear container and dump it or pour it into the clear container if you're curious. That's one nice thing about the AirDog water separator is it does have a provision for draining water or checking to see if you have water in your filters. I did actually a year ago. I have an extended range tank in the bed. Snow built up on the back of it, permeated through the seal and filled up my extended range tank with water, which then pumped it into my primary tank. And then I got a water and fuel light. So the whiff sensor is kind of a cool thing to have, especially if you have an extended range tank and you're getting fuel from weird fuel stations, or you just like snow piling up on top of your extended range tank and you can tell if it's got a leak. So it's pretty simple once they're off. Some fuel will come out. What we were trying to do with the pinch off pliers was reduce the amount. This is actually very little fuel spilling out comparatively. If I were to take the clamp off, by the time you get the filters back on, you just wasted about $7, $8 in fuel. So, you know, if you live in California, it's going to be 90 cents more before you know it. So pinch off pliers are cost effective. Clean off this surface. There's a lot of debris that can get up on the surface around where it seals. So we're gonna make sure that we get all the debris off. If you're using a aftermarket filter, sometimes they will actually contact the bracket. And also on this side right here, there's these little tabs and they might have to be screwed up. There's a screw, you can screw them up higher. Just because not all filters are created the same as the AirDog filter, but we are using AirDog branded filters today, so we should have zero concerns with any interference. So we're all clean on the sealing surfaces, so I'm going to get my filters out. We're going to unbox these or unwrap them. I also like using trans gel on these filters just to lubricate the O-ring. You don't use a lot, just enough. You can use fuel, oil. I just happen to like the trans gel and have it readily available. So basically just reversing the process. Get this on there, you're gonna feel a little resistance. And then you'll notice that you'll get to the O-ring, and it does give you directions on the side, but we're just gonna go, and it's basically got resistance, and then it's stopped. Can't go any further. That's as tight as you need to go. Don't need any tools to install it. Might need some tools to take it off just because they like to stick a little bit, but same with this guy. It's a little resistance. We're gonna go, and it's gonna basically stop. That's recommended. Any more than that's overkill. You already crushed the O-ring. and you're going to need a pipe wrench and maybe a high explosive to get off if you get any tighter. So that's the size of it. We're going to release the pinch-off pliers, which saved me about $8 in fuel. It doesn't deform the hose. It'll pop right back. You leave it on there for a while, it might deform the hose, but no big deal. Definitely use pinch-off pliers. They have a wider area, or if you have like a vice grips, but these basically retain a shape. Unlike a vice grip, which has got like an angle to it, so you're not going to pinch it off quite the same. It's a nice flat. You can buy these anywhere. Harbor Freight, probably. All right, and then after that, it's real simple. Some people like to leave these loose when they turn their AirDog on to purge any air out. What I do is I also change my primary filter on this truck. So what I'll do is I'll pump the primary filter. It'll draw fuel into here, into the pump and everything, and keep it from cavitating. If you don't purge the air out, you will have a pump that cavitates and you're not going to get this to prime. So if you're doing all three, which you should do, go ahead and pump the primary one, suck fuel into here, and you won't have a cavitation problem. The more you know. Thank you. For anything else that you like, need, or desire, see DmaxStore.com.